I actually grew up knowing Peter Rufai. I grew up in a place, street called the Fagba Imu Street in the Butemeta, and his aunt lived right beside our building. So he would come regularly when he was in the country with his wife, with his kids. He would come and say hi, and every time he showed up, there was bedlam. Hey, Rufai, Rufai, Rufai. Everybody wanted to get a piece of him. Everybody wanted to shake his hand. Everybody wanted to be with him. You could see he was slightly nervous, but one thing he was always unfailingly polite. He was always very personable.
How was it like growing up with like superstars living next door?
You know, it's interesting because the same lady, his aunt, was also related to Nigerian actress Taiwo Ajayi Lycett.
Oh,
so she would come to as well. So it was amazing. It was an interesting childhood because Rufai had a story that really should have been a Nollywood movie.
Yeah.
He wasn't born in Lagos. He was actually born in northern Nigeria, which is why, and he grew up in Port Harcourt, which is why when he speaks, you can't really find any trace of Yoruba inflection in his speech. And he rarely converses in Yoruba. He prefers to speak English. This was because just before the troubles of the Civil War, he spent they were in northern Nigeria. His father escaped, ran back to Lagos. His mother also took him to Port Harcourt. But interestingly, from what I've gathered, his first name wasn't actually Peter. It was probably a Muslim name. So if you just suppose that with the troubles of death, they didn't want him to have any trouble with, okay, he's a northerner, they would lynch him or anything like that. So they gave him the name Peter Rufai. Now, he grew up in Port Harcourt, got into goalkeeping by accident. I think they were playing a football game. Then his team was, the goalkeeper got angry and left, so he just jumped into the post. Yeah. And from there, it became history.
Tell us how he got to be called Dodo Mayana.
Well, that's another interesting story as well. So he was given the name Dodo by Peter Fregene. Peter Fregene was also an Nigerian. Now, there were 4 goalkeepers in camp that time. There was Emmanuel Okala, there was Besto Bedegbe, there was Peter Fregene, and he was the youngest. Now, they were training in Portugal ahead of a competition there. I think it was also Gloria, who was the coach of the Nigerian national team then. So the other goalkeepers went and did the thing. Then he came in last, being the youngest. And the crowd that were watching in the stands, the Portuguese crowd, they were so amazed by what he was doing and everything. But they behind them call him Dodo, Dodo, Dodo. They didn't know that wasn't his name. So when it was done, everybody was, so training is over. So Dodo, and they look at him and he said,
Mayana.
So there's a Portuguese word for tomorrow is Amayana. Amaya, actually.
Amaya, okay.
Amaya. So it became a play on Dodo, Mayana. So they were asking him, Dodo, are you done? He said, Amaya. So I'll be here tomorrow. So that's how it became Dodo Mayana.
Interesting. Very interesting.